A very good day to our honorable lecturer and our fellow friends. We are from Group 5 and we are here to present to you our project. My name is Vignesh and I'll be introducing to you the topic that we have chosen, which is how to make good and right decisions for our careers. Every individual at a certain point of time in his life will be confronted by the problem of occupational choice. Either as students applying for a major or as parents helping their children to make the right career decision. Making the right career decision is not easy because there are many influential factors that affect their career choices. Here are some influential factors that play a major role in choosing one's career. Firstly, it's income. As Malaysians, we need a certain amount of income to support our dreams and to support our families. Secondly, lifestyle. There are a certain amount of people who love the quiet and peaceful life, but on the other hand, there are people who love problem-solving jobs and hyper-competitive environments. Besides that, social status also plays a major role in influencing one's career. They feel good about themselves when they feel privileged. Lastly, it's self-worth. People feel more satisfied with themselves when choosing certain careers where they contribute more to society. Choosing the right career could bring us many benefits, such as confidence as a professional. When we are doing something that we love, we would constantly search for new things related to our profession, which makes us better at our jobs. Other than that, it makes us more energetic. We would wake up every Monday morning with so much of energy because we're doing something that we love. Thirdly, find more ways to grow. When we are good at something and we get the opportunity to show our talents off, we get more opportunities in return because people see how good we are at what we do. Lastly, it's experiencing job satisfaction. We would not have to wake up each day in the morning hating what we do, but feel like as if we are in a holiday doing what we love. But choosing a career is not that easy. We face many difficulties and issues when choosing the career of our choice. One of the major issues that we have found out is the fear and indecisiveness in choosing a career. What is fear-based career indecisiveness? Fear-based career indecisiveness is the fear of commitment or the fear of failure in choosing a career. People are scared of their decisions as they do not know what are the consequences of their decisions. So they are scared and they do not want to get into the wrong path. What is career indecision? Career indecision is when a person has already fixed their mind to become a psychologist but are in doubt to major in psychology. These traits can be related either to low self-efficacy or emotional intelligence. Self-efficacy is a concept that was originally proposed by psychologist Albert Bandura, which refers to the capabilities of an individual to execute certain behaviors to produce intended results. There are 5 basic problems in choosing a career. Firstly, lack of information and need for information. When we do not know all the options available to us, it's very hard to make a decision. Identity diffusion is when a person does not acknowledge or recognize their strengths and weaknesses. Trait indecision is a personality trait where a person naturally faces difficulties in choosing upon his options. Choice anxiety is when a person becomes extremely stressful and starts to overthink because he is fearful of making the wrong decision. Disagreement with others. This could either involve our parents or our spouse, wife, etc. It is because the choice that we make does not resonate with their beliefs and their way of thinking. There are traditional ways and modern ways in dealing with this. Traditional methods include asking friends and family for advice and suggestions. We can also get information through newspapers. We could go on industrial visits arranged and organized by our primary and secondary schools. We can find career related books which would help us broaden our knowledge. As for the modern methods, we can refer to online forums such as Reddit, LinkedIn, or JobStreet. We can watch career expert interviews that are abundant in YouTube or other video platforms. We can refer to career consultants where they offer free career consultants to students who come to career exhibits. That is it from me. Thank you for lending me your ears, and I would like to call upon my teammate to present his part.
Hello everyone, my name is Arun. Today I'll be presenting about the chapter 2, which is the analysis of the issue, which will include the factors influence the issue, which are the internal factors and external factors. Career decision status can be influenced by a number of different factors, including the individual having unsatisfactory or not enough rigorous experience, which will eventually lead to fear and indecisiveness in choosing career. Now let's take a look at the internal factors. As will be the focus of the present study, a variety of internal issues may restrict with the decision-making process, such as the presence of negative career-related thinking. Career-related thinking has been defined as outcomes of individual thinking or expectations, attitudes, behaviors, beliefs, feelings, plans, and strategies related to career problem solving and decision making. Negative or dysfunctional career thoughts can have a negative impact on the career decision-making process and an individual's career and vocational development. Students seeking for a job may be most susceptible to the negative career thoughts because of insufficient opportunity to make career decision and understand the impact of functional limitations on career decisions. The second internal factor is emotional distress. People with emotional distress are more likely to be unemployed, and their employment rate is 15% lower than for those without mental health problems. Employers does not want people with mental health problems on the work and social services don't do enough to stop the unemployment from falling into misery. Unemployment agencies are not prepared to assist clients with mental illness because they do not identify mental illness as a barrier to the job market, which will be potentially undervalue the employment potential of those with an identified mental disorder. Now, let's take a look at the external factors. Technology, job market fluctuations, and increased importance of job-related identity further complicate the job decision-making process. Therefore, his career indecisions might stem from external factors such as parents' interests. Parents serve as a major influence in their children's career development and career decision-making. The parents may desire what they think is good or best for their children. This may affect the child positively if the child can cope with it, but negatively when such a child has other things in mind which he or she wishes to do. The result of this is that the child may not concentrate on the parent's needs and so may not adjust positively towards the career. The second external factor is gender stereotypes. Since age of 3, children already distinguish between occupations associated with women and men, respectively, as if there are really were such things as women's jobs or men's jobs. This exposure affects students' opinions about the areas in which they imagine themselves working, and this ultimately influences their study and career choices. Not only do these stereotypes make it harder to achieve economic equality between women and men and have major consequences for the students' academic success and career choices, but they also prevent students from seeing themselves in work associated with the other sex, even if this work completely matches their individual's interests. Thus, these gender stereotypes have been associated with negative and dysfunctional effects on student well-being, such as effects on general mental health, depression, and anxiety. Let's take a look at the theories and principles of psychology related to this issue. An American psychologist named Albert Bandura stated self-efficacy theory, cognitive influences, explaining that an individual's perception of his or her capability are developed and modified through four sources, which are performance accomplishments, vigorous learning, emotional arousal, and verbal persuasion. These four sources are important to an individual's confidence about his or her ability to successfully complete the task specific for effective career decision making. Secondly, the cognitive information processing CIP approach theory by Peterson, Sampson, Reardon, and Lenz acknowledges that the importance of thoughts, emotions, behaviors when solving career problems and making career-related decisions. They stated that the more the students' cognitive processes can be influenced, the more likely they will be successful in career decision-making related tasks. It is also stated in the theory that negative career thoughts may interfere in process of making a career decision or other career-related problem solving. Emotional aspects including state and trait anxiety, stress, and negative affective disposition have also been shown to relate to difficulties in progressing through the decision-making process. In conclusion, cognitive behavior theory is a useful and practiced means of viewing and intervening with individuals with many different presenting problems, including difficulties in committing to a career choice. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Presenter 2 Arun. Good day all. My name is Jivita Ravinder and my ID number is SV19006. I'm Presenter 3 and going to present about impact of fear and indecisiveness in career making choice to the individuals and also society. So audience, there are three major points that I would like to emphasize, which are frequent change in occupation, major or course of study, feel as a product of failure, and also psychological risk. So let's move on to the first point, which is frequent change in occupation, course of study, and also major. According to a study, 10% of college graduates switch major 2 or more times before their graduation. This is due to the undecidedness and they tend to explore several alternatives for college and also future jobs. Commonly, exploration is really good in career-wise, but one should be able to decide and stick with their choice once the problem is sorted out. But what they tend to do is they keep exploring and yet to decide about their career-wise. So they are known to have CDD, which is career decision difficulties. So this will lead to changing their career or changing their course or major frequently, because he or she couldn't come up with a solid correct decision. So besides, according to another study, an average person tend to change their jobs 4 or more times throughout their life. So this number indicates that career transitions are very common, but one will definitely experience difficulties in coping with these transitions. So let's move on to the second point, which is feel as a product of failure. So what made a person to feel as a product of failure? So when it comes to career-wise, most people feel as a failure because they're unable to come up with one correct decision, regarding their career-wise, especially if the person is a young adult or in emerging adulthood. So he or she couldn't meet the expectation or dream or goals of their parents. So all this lead to disappointment and shame to themselves, which they think themselves as failure. So other than that, by having loads of disappointment in oneself, the individual will have low self-esteem, low motivation, and everything around them will seem impossible, because whether it comes under career or academic-wise or even a life decision. So all these effects will lead to terrible decision-making. Then the third point is psychological disorder. According to a study, career uncertainty can lead to severe psychological disorder or problems such as lack of motivation, poor academic performance, overthinking, and excessive anxiety about career choices, and also life choices. So this kind of individual won't able to trust themselves, and they will start to rely on others to make decisions for them. So moreover, they're also unable to focus in their present life, and also they won't able to live in reality world anymore. So all this will cause them to drop out from school or college or even universities due to huge psychological pressure. We move to the next part, which is impact to the society. So the first point is high unemployment rate. So presented to Arun just now stated that emotional distress are one of the factors of fear and indecisiveness in career making choice, which can lead to high unemployment rate. So I'm here going to emphasize the effect of high unemployment rate to the society. So if a single individual are jobless, surely there won't be any huge impact in the society. But a high unemployment rate in some particular areas can cause greater poverty rates and also poorer neighborhoods. So basically, the communities with high unemployment rate are more likely to have restricted work possibilities, poor housing, and also fewer recreational possibilities. And also, they also will have limited access to public transit, public services, and the most important thing is underfunded schools. So all this restriction and limited access can never lead to a betterment of an individual or society. And all this can cause high possibilities of crimes. Furthermore, this will cause a negative impact to the family itself as the individual can't fulfill the family needs along with financial instability with loads of debts. The second point is negative assumption of society on individuals that break sex norms to become successful. So most of the young minds have this conclusion or thought that if a minority chose a career that has more opposite side that dominate that particular career, it is assumed as the minority is undervalued or discriminated. So for example, if a woman chose a career that fully male dominated, at the end of the day, she got discriminated and also commented harshly by the society because she broke the sex norms. So as in the eyes of the society, she violated the sex norms. So not only that, their achievement also are considered invalid because the society thinks it's merely achieved by luck or by coincidence. So this certainly plant fear and also anxiety into young adult mind and make them think that they weren't possibly ready to face all the unfavorable judgment from others. This also traps the young mind to think out of the box, to not think out of the box and keep doing what they are given and not do something different from that. So throughout their life, they keep having this undeveloped thinking and prevent their growth of certain young adults, such as female or minority groups. Last but not least, unhappy or problematic workplace. So first of all, unhappy environment or workplace occur because a person chose a career that is irrelevant to their skills or passion or their needs. Okay, this affects one's behavior, productivity, and also relationship between the colleagues. So the mindset of the individual basically at this phase is very unstable. As he or she hates to go to work and end up messing with the whole planning of the job or particularly given job. So this troubles not only to the individual itself but also question the dedication or responsibility of the colleagues that they work together with. So multiple conflicts arises at the work environment and can lead to disciplinary problems. So now I will pass this to the next presenter 4.
Hi, my name is Siva. So today I'm going to conclude and summarize the issue of our group, which is career fear and indecision in making clear career choices. Basically, our issue means it is a difficulty or an inability of a person to make a clear career decision. This happens because the person who is having this issue is actually having a low confidence and a low score and understanding on himself of his own inner talent, preference, favorite subjects, past experience or from temporary or part-time jobs. And apart from that, this also happens because that person is having a lack of information, because lack of information can be considered to be the primary source of to choose a clear career choice. Because when you have a clear and systematic information about that career, you will know what is that job really looks like. So you will understand, is it your type or it isn't your type. So information plays a very big role here, and the ways to overcome this or the solution to choose a correct career for yourself, the first thing you need to do is to identify the cause of indecisiveness. If you are emotionally unstable, or you are having any stress from other things, from your home or from your friends, you will be emotionally unstable. So you can go to a good counselor or good counseling to make you feel stable, and then you can choose your correct career. So you have to identify what is the cause of your indecisiveness. The next is you have to perform a self-assessment. You have to ask yourself, what is your key values, what jobs make you happy, what soft skill do you have, for example, like time management, leadership, and problem solving skills. So these are the examples. And next is you have to identify your needs. For example, how much salary do you want, what kind of employee benefits do you want. For example, some people ask for free medical card, allowance. So what is your needs? Next is you have to research and narrow down your list. For example, you have to list down all your favorite jobs. What jobs makes you happy, what is your real passion, and from there you have to filter all that jobs, and then finally come to a really solid decision which satisfy all the things, your passion, what makes you happy, so that thing, and finally you can choose a correct career. And finally, you have to find and apply for jobs. Nowadays it is very easy to find and apply for jobs, since all the information is in the internet. So for example, the websites for finding jobs such as JobStreet, LinkedIn, in Facebook, in many jobs portal websites, you can easily submit your resume, and you have to wait for them to approve you and to call you for interview. So it is very simple nowadays. So these are the solutions to overcome the career fear and indecisiveness. Thank you.